Are you looking for a podcast about toll tag turmoil?
Then you must be thinking of another podcast. Good evening, Kelsey.
Good evening, Robert.
Such a normal good evening we're having. How are you? What's up?
I'm surviving on this earth in late December. How are you?
Me too, man. I know. It's like, man, we haven't even decorated.
Oh my god.
There's just so much going on. I haven't even really thought Christmas so far.
Do you want to hear what my Christmas decorations are this year?
One string of tinsel.
Not even. It's one bare tree. I put the tree up.
Oh my god.
It's up.
Okay.
And then I was like, I'll put ribbon on it one day. And then
it's good enough.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be good enough. I've been dealing with a fucking pinched nerve in my shoulder.
Oy.
And
Yeah.
I cannot lift my arm above my head for any length of time, so
Dude, that was like a long time ago. That was like several weeks ago.
it was
It's still there?
a couple of months ago, and it's still happening. I
Good
think I need to
God.
go to a doctor.
Something.
Yeah, I feel...
Yeah, that's not good.
No, it's not good at all. My arm goes to sleep like 600 times a day.
Ugh.
It's bad.
That's creepy.
It's not fun.
I have another... It's not really that it's not fun, but I have like a question for you.
Okay.
You ever been using an app and it goes, hey, would you like to rate this app?
Always.
Do you ever sometimes just be like, oh, yeah, I'll do it?
I don't think I've ever rated an app in my whole life.
Really?
Yeah, I can't be bothered.
Here's my thing. I rate the ones that I like. But here's the problem. I was using an app that I liked. It said, would you like to rate it? And I was like, yeah, I use you. Fine. So I click into it. I've already rated it. They already have 5 stars from me. Why are you bothering me yet again?
Why
I can't
don't you give 'em
redo it.
10 stars, Robert.
How do we have smart things and it can't go, we already have a nice review from this person. This person's username has a rating.
Yeah.
Be it 1 star or 5. The fact is there is a rating. We shouldn't ask you again. They already had 5 stars from me. It was my Cinemark app. Of course I gave it 5 stars. I'm a platinum member. But I can't rate it again. And I was just like, why did you waste my time? I clicked it, and now I gotta get all the way back to the app. Why did you do this to me?
Yeah, that's a journey you didn't need to take.
How do you not have that? How is that not built into apps? Is it like a whole, oh, well, since you're at the App Store, don't you want to go look for apps to buy?
God.
No, I don't. Actually, you know?
Yeah.
Why? Why is that a thing?
They probably just they have it built into there to be like continuously asking because nobody ever fucking rates apps. They're just like, please rate.
But I did.
You love.
Come on, it is one line of code that's like, if rating, why ask? If no rate, always ask, you know?
Yeah.
That's all it has
you
to
need.
be. But no, you know, it really bothered me because I had already done it. And I was like, you bothered me for something I already did for you.
This journey my fingers did not need to take.
Yeah, that just annoyed me. Well, since you've never rated one, I guess you don't have much of an opinion on that.
I sure don't.
I rate the apps that like I frequently would use. Like if you're an app that like I use, I give you one, you know?
Yeah.
Mostly because I'm in you. Mostly because I'm in the app and you've asked me several times, so I finally crack and then I rate the app, you know?
Yeah. I mean, every time I go into like Tumblr, it's like, how do you feel about using Tumblr? And I'm like, not great, honestly, if I'm being real.
Like, I don't know.
Kinda
I'm
hate
just
it here.
because it's comfortable. I don't
It's
know.
the only social media that doesn't assault me with ads every 5 seconds. So
You really still use Tumblr?
I still use Tumblr, man. It's a good website.
I haven't been on Tumblr in millennia.
It's the only place where like I can stream content that I want directly to my feed, and I don't get like I don't have to go to a page. It's like, maybe you'll like this. Do you think you want to see more posts like this one?
Tumblr for me was like the fandom place.
Yeah.
And my fandom doesn't exist on Tumblr anymore, so I have no need for Tumblr.
I am sure it exists somewhere. Have you looked?
Yeah, but I don't like it anymore, so
I see.
I don't want to go there.
Is it My Little Pony? Because
Yeah, it's My Little Pony.
yeah, I'm sure it got kind of weird.
Well, that, and it became like, I mean, like the show's been over, so it's like making jokes about things. Because it used to be all about finding the Easter eggs in each show and like picking apart different scenes, and it'd be like, oh, like good eye for detail, right?
Yeah.
And then it just became like, who would fuck who?
Oh, okay.
Or just like, I don't know. It turned not as mature to
So
maybe.
the bronies are bored, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because there's nothing new with it, so it's like, how can we spice up this fandom? And it's like,
Okay.
just leave it.
Just leave it.
It's good now. Like,
You don't
it's
have
done.
to like keep making fresh content. You can just enjoy the content that was.
Pretty much. Because, like, I remember being part of one called, like, you know you're a brony when, and then, like, you would fill out, like, a little card about it or something.
Yeah.
And, like, I did one of those, but, like, that was the extent of my fandom on Tumblr.
Okay.
I pretty much would go to it for, like, the theories on stuff, and this is how, like, I found out stuff like this. Like, this is what is good about the fandom to me from before. You ready?
Okay.
People would go like, ooh, in this show, did you notice this? Like, I found this out. There's a Valentine's episode, right?
Okay.
I think I've discussed this before in, like, a super old show. But, like, at the very beginning, they're doing, like, when the kids are in school and they're passing out Valentines to everybody.
Yeah.
And when they start, this one pulls out a Valentine and looks at one of the other ponies to hand it to her, but then someone else hands her one first, and then he turns towards the screen and drops his.
Oh.
It's not like a focal point, but it's a detail that's in it. And I was like, that's not in there. And then I watched it again and was like, holy shit, like, how did you notice that? You know?
Yeah.
And it's just like a little
something
bit
in the
of
background.
Like, yeah, it's like subtle storytelling, right?
Okay.
And then I think in the same one, there's a song that's sung, and there's a pony that, like, has cancer in, like, a hospital bed.
Fuck.
Because it, like, doesn't have a mane and stuff, right?
Oh my god.
And then in the next episode, people tied this together. In the next show, there's a funeral.
Oh.
So people are like, that pony died.
Oh.
And I was like, I believe it.
That's
you know?
sad, and I don't
Like,
want it.
I know, but, like, that's the stuff that I went to the fandom for. Because they would, like, tie together things that weren't just, like, explicitly said, you know?
I'm just
And I found that cool.
What does a pony without a mane look like? Like a fucked up llama?
Kind of.
Okay.
Oh, did you know there's a Slender Man pony in one of the shows?
Gross. Does
Yeah.
he have like no face?
Yeah, he's standing in the background in the suit and everything.
Something wrong with My Little Pony.
And it was an episode I'd never seen because I, went on like a hiatus for 15 years or whatever.
Yeah, like you do.
And I was like, that's not in there. So I found it on Netflix, and damned if he's not standing there.
Okay.
Like, he's just in the background. Like, how do you notice these things?
Slender Man pony.
Yeah, there he is. Season 2. Here. I mean, he looks like this. I mean, like, this is pretty much all you see. I think it's when Rainbow Dash, like, breaks a wing,
That's
and so she's, like...
so sad.
Yeah, and she's, like, reading books in the hospital, because, like, she's got, like, a broken arm, but he's in, like, a bed, like, a couple ways down or something, you know?
Okay.
And then, like, in the next show, there's a funeral. Oh, dude, yeah, there's, like, a whole post right here about it.
Jesus.
Piece that together at your leisure. This was, like, the whole thing that I liked about the fandom, right?
Okay.
But anyway, did you find the Slender Man one?
I did, but I don't believe that it's him. It just a weird shadow in the background.
Ooh, oh yeah, he's like right there. Like, you can see his tie right there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a great photo. Like, there's better ones.
I didn't see his face. I was only looking at the suit, and I was trying to figure out how the suit was a face.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
No, yeah, like, he's in there. It's fucking weird.
It is fucking weird.
That's what I liked about the show. It's just weird. But anyway, That's what I went to Tumblr for.
And there's just like a humor about Tumblr that you can't get elsewhere.
I don't know what else I ever used it for. I used to use it for like cool GIFs. I just liked it for the fandom stuff.
Yeah.
Like when like the Marvel movies were pretty new, people had stuff. I'd go look at that stuff. I don't know. I don't even know what the icon looks like for that anymore.
Just a weird little T. They change it every so often to keep us on our toes.
Of course they do. But anyway, speaking of my apps, the reason why
Yes.
I brought that up is because I went and saw a movie.
What kind of movie?
I went and saw Encanto.
Oh, okay, the new Lin-Manuel Miranda animated guinea pig movie.
The Capybara movie.
Capybara, yes.
Okay, the Capybara, 30 seconds tops. He's not in the movie.
What?
I mean, it's like not a thing.
I thought it was like about the capybara.
Not even. Like he's literally barely in it.
Man, when I Google, when I Google,
When you Google,
when I Google capybara, the first thing that pops up is capybara resin mold, and I forgot that I went on a fucking rabbit hole trying to figure out how I can make little capybaras out of resin, but I can't find a fucking mold, so I think I'll have to
Okay.
make one out of clay first, and then make a mold out of that, and then make it out of clay. But you know, anyway, sorry, Encanto.
that got weird. Yeah, I tried to make a mold.
Things I Google in the middle of the night when I can't
Oh,
sleep.
man. I need a capybara in my house. No.
Yeah.
It's a solid movie. I'd probably never watch this movie again.
Okay.
Like it was okay. I didn't even really go in with high hopes because I feel like the marketing for this movie was so minimal.
Yeah.
There was not a lot of trailers or discussions. It was just like, it's happening.
Right.
You know? Like, I really didn't know much about it. And when it opens, it's the 60th one. So I was like, oh shit, this is like a big number. Here we go. This is going to be a big movie, right?
It's the 60th one done by
By Disney.
fucking. I thought it was a Pixar. Oh, I guess Disney and Pixar are the same now.
Oh, yeah. I think that's one of the things I didn't really care about it. I think it was... I don't know. I feel like it was trying to be Coco a little too much.
Oh, really?
Like, all right, let's do like some like Hispanic culture stuff and like capture that lightning in a bottle again, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing's Coco, man. Just leave that one where it is. It's good enough.
I like the cast for this movie.
There's just nothing in it. And I felt like it was trying to be too much.
Really forgettable.
It's not even like super forgettable. It's just super just like standard fare. Like it's a good movie. Like it's good. But it was like when it opened, I thought it was trying to be just like a little too flashy. Like it was trying to be like real big and in your face and grab your attention like right up front.
Yeah.
And it came off like too strong.
Okay.
Like the like when people move, you've seen Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, right?
No, actually.
Okay. Have you seen any of the Sony ones like Storks or Hotel Transylvania?
I don't think so.
Have you seen how they move in those movies?
No.
Because they're super noodly in those. Like they
Ugh.
like bend and curl and do all this kind of stuff, right?
Okay.
Well, this movie was doing that. It was like it like went a little Sony movement with it, and I was like, that's like too exaggerated for Disney.
Hmm.
I was like, you rein that back, and it did rein itself back later.
Okay.
I feel like it was all flash at the start, and then it like pared itself back and became like really good, and it got really good. But I was just like, at the end of it, I was like, that's okay. I was not like blown away by this movie.
Yeah, that's the general consensus that I'm hearing is people all like leave and they're like, that was a movie.
Yeah, I mean, it sure was a movie I saw, and it was
That was
good.
something that I took in with my eyeballs.
Like, it was a good movie. There's nothing wrong with being a good movie. It's just not a great movie.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's like a solid, enjoyable time. There's some things I really liked about it, and even the music, I was like, it's okay.
Okay.
There's like a couple songs that I was like, oh, those are bangers. Those are some good songs, right?
Yeah.
But for the most part, they were just okay.
Okay.
I really think the point was Hamilton came to Disney Plus, did Gangbusters,
Yeah.
you know? And then they were like, hey, Hamilton guy, make us a movie now.
And then they were like, oh, actually, this is not great.
I would recommend it as like a free Disney Plus movie. Watch it when it's on Disney Plus and just enjoy your time, but I would not pay to see this movie. I don't think. I'm glad I saw it when I did, because it was on like a cheap Tuesday movie, so I paid $5.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it was no thing. It was no like Zootopia.
Okay.
It was no Moana for me. It was no... Even Raya and the Last Dragon had just like a little something else, you know?
Yeah.
I like this movie, but I just don't know that I'll ever come back to it.
Okay.
At the most, you know what it's not?
What?
It's not a fucking Tangled, man. Dude, you just can't top Tangled. Tangled is fucking the best.
I feel like I'm in the unpopular opinion when I just say Tangled was okay.
God, Tangled is so good, man. I love Tangled. I think I like Tangled, you know, again, because it ventured into the dark a little bit. Like, yeah. That's what Disney is. Disney is... There's always, like, a little bit of darkness hidden in these movies somewhere.
Yeah.
This one didn't really go there. Like, I don't want just, like, fluffy fare. Disney always had one, like, oh, fuck, you know?
Yeah.
And there was no, oh, fuck moment.
Okay. Nothing to keep it spicy.
Like, dude, fucking Tangled, sorry, spoilers on a billion-year-old movie. But, like, the end of that movie, when, like, he cuts her hair and, you know, fucking Mother Gothel, like, turns to dust and she's all dying and freaking out.
Yeah.
That shit's bomb. You kidding me? And then that fool fucking actually died.
Yeah.
And it was heartbreaking. It was sad. Of course, you know, he comes back, and this movie does something similar where you're like, oh, this is sad now. But then it gets better, you know? But it's like, nothing hit like Tangled did. Tangled was just like, mwah, perfectly done. That's a good one. It was fun. I guess if you really like Hamilton, you like that guy's music, if his music speaks to you in a way, you might super like it. There's just one song that I think everybody would just love. It's awesome.
I bet my nieces and nephews would love it because they're like weirdly obsessed with Hamilton.
I still got to watch Hamilton, so
you should watch it. It's a good musical.
I need to get in there.
It's not going to change your life, but it's good.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I've seen bits of it on TikTok because people like turn sounds from it into stuff, and I'm like, that sounds like it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know?
It is pretty cool.
I think what's pushing me away from it is just that it's political stuff.
I mean, like they make it interesting, and it's hardly political at all. It's more just about, like, the people.
But I don't know that I care about those people.
Think about Mr. Craig and how much he would love this movie.
Yeah.
Every single time I watch Hamilton, I think about my 7th grade history teacher and how much he would go, like, fucking bananas over it.
My God. I just need to watch it. That might be next. Speaking of watching things, I purposefully left this out of last week's because we had too much to get into.
Yeah.
But I had watched way more shit.
Okay.
So time for the more shit. You ready?
Yes.
I watched pretty much the rest of all of the Marvel stuff. So I watched
like
WandaVision,
okay,
and Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Okay.
So I've seen all of the Marvel shows except for Hawkeye, but Hawkeye's still airing, so I'm going to say I've seen all that have completed thus far.
All right.
I see why there's hype about WandaVision, man. WandaVision's no fucking joke. That was a good show.
Okay.
It's hands down the best one, to me.
That one's also, like, in and out in 10, right? Just 10 good little packaged episodes?
Yes. That one was 10. The rest of them are all 6.
Oh, okay.
But that was, like, the first one, so I guess they were still trying to figure out, like, a good length, you know?
Yeah. So is there going to be, like, WandaVision Season 2, or is that, like, a self-contained thing?
I think they're all self-contained.
Okay.
And then you would get a different show, maybe with, you know, the same people, but it would be, like, a different name, right?
Okay, yeah.
Because now that we've watched them all, Loki was the only one that said they will return for Season 2. Like,
okay.
Loki's officially said Loki will be back for Season 2. but it takes place kind of like outside of the normal world, so it's like he can have more adventures and it doesn't have to like affect the story in the main world.
Yeah.
Where all of these do. Like you can't really have seasons of these because it's always pushing the story towards a certain point. You can't just be adding shit because then you might cause a break in that timeline, you know?
Okay, yeah.
So I don't think there's going to be seasons of the Marvel shows. I think each one is like the next step in the story, but centered around these people, which I kind of like because it's like I can just watch it and boom, I've like taken in that piece, you know?
Yeah, I prefer to do that rather than, you know, watch 5 seasons of a Marvel show where they keep killing and bringing people back and introducing new things. I think that's my one drawback, or the one thing that's holding me back from getting into comic book movies is just the amount of timelines that they do and the amount of stuff that you're expected to know going in.
So
like, it's overwhelming to me.
That's the good thing about the Marvel stuff. You don't have to know anything. It gives you everything you need to know.
Okay.
You don't have to know, because I didn't know anything. I've said that a million times. These movies taught me everything I know about all the people in these movies.
They taught me to love.
Like, the only person I knew outside of these movies was Spider-Man.
Okay.
You know? And I have a love for these people solely based on what I was given in these movies.
Okay.
No outside knowledge or anything. I think you would only want to have outside knowledge if you were going to compare how are they changing up this version of this story.
All right.
So, I don't think you need that kind of stuff. Dude, though, WandaVision, man, it's just good. Now, for it to be good, you do need to watch all the movies.
Okay.
It's based off of what happens at the end of one of the movies. Well, like, the end of, like, the full run. And it would only mean something if you'd seen them, you know?
Okay.
But I wanted to tell you why I think you'll like the Marvel stuff. Because
Okay,
I think
tell
I
me.
know why you don't like comic book movies.
I've just told you.
Yeah, because it's just... I think you don't like them because it's kind of like rehashes of stuff. Where it's like, uh-oh, bad guy. Uh-oh, let's fight them. Uh-oh, we win. You know?
Yeah, that's how every single one of these movies feels to me. But then they throw in the element of like, but if you knew this, then this means something. And then if you know this other thing, you can put those together.
Have you seen any of these movies?
No. I've seen like...
That's why I think you have the wrong idea.
I've seen like Iron Man, like the original old stuff. I think I saw one of the Wolverines.
But that's not Marvel movies.
Oh, shit, okay.
No, the X-Men movies are that formula. That's the formula that you don't like.
Okay.
They're really not saying anything other than good versus evil.
Yeah.
And the early Marvel movies were kind of the same, but that was still when they were kind of trying to figure out what would work.
Okay.
I think you'll like Marvel because each one is about a theme with heroes mixed in. It's not about a good versus evil bad guy. And I'll tell you what I mean when I get to one of the TV shows. Because WandaVision is a love story. There's no real bad guy in it.
All right.
It's a love story. That's like the whole idea. Granted, one does show up, but like it's not about that, you know? I wanted to get into that because of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That one is being a black person in the U.S. That is the sole premise of the show.
Okay, fuck.
Granted, it's got him and Captain America stuff in it, right?
Yeah.
But that's not what it's about. Like, it's about racism in the U.S. towards black people.
Okay.
And I wanted to tell you about it because of the ending. It was like a straight up, like, unsolicited, unedited reaming of the government in the U.S.
Well, good.
And I was like, damn, Kelsey would love this! So, real quick, the premise with that show. I mean, I know you may watch the movies, but I feel like this is spoiler-free enough.
Okay.
At the end of, like, the full run, like the 20 movies, right?
Uh-huh.
Captain America passes over the mantle of Captain America to his buddy.
Okay.
His buddy is a black man.
Hell yeah.
So Captain America is going to be a black man.
Like in the comic books and in the lore forevermore?
Well, he was in the comic books like 10 years ago or more.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Like, this has already been a thing, but it's now, like, bled over into the movies because they're, rehashing some of those stories, right?
Okay.
So this TV show centers around him fighting with the idea of being Captain America. Because at the opening of the show, he fucking gives the shield away and says, I'm not going to do it.
Oh, fuck.
So he doesn't take up the mantle, and it pisses a lot of people off. And then what you wouldn't like, they like hire a new Captain America like right after. Okay. And of course it's like, some like all-American white dude, right? Oh, okay. And he's a fucking nasty human. He's a bad person. And it gets bad, man. But like, we were watching it. It was good. And then there was like a moment we were like, oh, we know like what the deal with the show is, right?
Okay.
So it's Falcon and the Winter Soldier dude. They're walking through this neighborhood, and the cops stop them. And they're like, put your hands up. And the white dude, Winter Soldier, he's like, oh, hey, nothing's going on here. We're just heading back to town. And he's like, no, we're not talking to you. And they start yelling at Falcon.
And Falcon's like the Black Captain America?
Yeah, because he's black.
Okay. Fuck.
And the white dude, Winter Soldier, he's like, can you not see who that is? And they're like, put your hands up. And they're like screaming at him. And me and Taylor literally gasped because we were like, how the fuck is this happening? Because then he goes, yeah, do you not see who I am? And the cop looks at him again and goes, oh, Falcon. Oh, well, if I'd have known. And like full-blown backpedals on the whole thing. And that starts the whole like racist undertone of that like whole season, right?
Okay.
And that's what the whole show really centers around. It's really not about this good guy, bad guy thing. And actually, I think you would like... Oh, yeah, that's why I thought you would like this one. It's got a little bit of your, like, politics in it, right?
Okay.
Tell me what you think about this. So you know about the whole snap and stuff, right? That, like...
Snap?
Yeah, Thanos.
Oh,
snap,
Thanos, yeah.
That, like, wiped away 50% of the world.
Yeah.
Or, well, the universe. Well, later, they all come back.
Oh.
So the premise of this show is also the politics of governments trying to figure out what to do with all the people that came back. And so there's a group of people fighting for equality of people. They're like, there should be no governments again, because I guess there were no governments when people were gone.
Okay.
And now that all the people have come back, they've started to like draw up the divides and stuff again. And they're like, well, the country that you blipped from ceased to exist in the 5 years that you were gone, so now you don't belong anywhere. And they're trying to like basically put these people in like little shithole places because they don't know what to do with them.
That sucks.
And so there's a group of people fighting for like the world to go back to the way it was during the 5 years of like missing people. And Captain America's like trying to get people to just be better about how to treat the people.
Okay.
And at the end, he does become Captain America. And then he starts giving like a whole speech like live on TV in the middle of this fight that he just got done with. And he's like, there's like a lot of people that hate me right now. The simple fact that I am what I am is going to make people that look just like me hate me. I can feel it. I can feel it from all over the world. All the people that look like me do not like me right now. He's like, but I have to believe that we can make this place better. That's why I'm doing this.
Yeah, that's...
And then all these government people are there. And he's like, Senator, this girl literally just risked her life to kill you. Why do you think that is? And he's like, because she's a terrorist and she's crazy. And he's like, you were trying to take her and all these people and push them out of where they have lived for these 5 crazy fucking years, and you pretend like they're not people now.
Yeah.
And you tell me you can't figure it out why? Because it's difficult? It's hard? And he's like, well, you don't understand the budgets that go in place. And he's like, why? So you can have a bonus? So that you can use your money for other shit?
Oh, God.
We can be better as people. And he starts, like, laying it out to, like, all these different world leaders that were about to be killed by this lady, right?
Yeah.
And he starts, like, laying it out on these people. And it was, like... was like a scolding to us watching the show, too. I was like, damn, Captain America, I'm sorry. And I was like, this is what Kelsey would like. It's not the fighting of the good and the evil.
Yeah.
Because Marvel has upped the game with what they're doing with these movies.
Okay.
The
Maybe
Spider-Man movies are still that. Don't get me wrong.
The, like, good versus evil?
Yeah, they're still just like, oh, I'm like the plucky kid fighting the bad guy, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Into the Spider-Verse was interesting.
That one was different.
Yeah.
That one was a little different feel. That was like finding yourself.
Yeah, that one had
stuff,
like a good message to it.
That one had a lot of shit going on. Plus, that one was more anyone can be the hero. It's not Peter Parker's the hero. This white kid's the hero. It's anybody can be under that mask. Anybody can be the good hero.
Yeah.
That was that message. And the Spider-Man is just like, oh, this guy's bad. Let's stop it. You know? Like,
so
that's all I expect from the new one.
If I were to pick just like one Marvel media to consume to see if I want to dip my
favorite one.
Okay.
Civil War.
Is that a movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Civil War. 100%. That's my favorite one. I will give you the idea, and you can tell me what you think.
All right.
The idea of that movie is, in the previous movie, they stopped this, like, really bad, evil robot thing that came to life, right?
Okay.
And it destroyed an entire town and killed about, like, 1 million people.
That's a lot.
Like, it killed a lot of people. They saved the world as a whole, but a lot of people got hurt in the process. Not because of them. I mean, it literally was this evil one guy that did bad, right? So the premise of Civil War is the government has stepped in and they said, we should be able to govern when and where you strike and use your powers.
Oh.
Yes, you have the ability to save people, but look at what happens. People get hurt.
Collateral damage.
Yeah, we should be able to say whether or not you go. And Iron Man feels bad because this lady came up and said, this was my son. He wanted to be a doctor. He was in that town when you guys, quote unquote, saved the world, and now he'll never get to grace the world with his gifts. And it's your fault. And so that's weighing on him. So he agrees that the government should step in because maybe they don't know what's right all the time. But Captain America is, if I have the ability to save somebody, I should just be able to save them. And then that becomes the whole rift between them. Half the heroes are for, they should tell us when and where to fight, and the other half are, we should just save people when we can.
Okay.
And that's the idea of the movie.
Do I need any prior knowledge of other Marvel movies in order to enjoy this one?
Not really.
Okay. Is it available on Netflix?
You need to know what I just told you. That, like, this town got, like lots of people died.
It's on Disney Plus probably, right? Since they own all that shit?
It is. Sokovia death toll. Let's see. I mean, that makes it sound way less.
What, 100 people?
It says 177 people.
Oh my god.
But he literally lifted this entire town. I mean, they did evacuate a lot of people. Some people did still die, but, I mean, he drops the entire city, so it says there was $474 billion in collateral damage.
Okay, so they're mad about the loss of money, not the loss of lives.
I think so.
Okay.
Which sounds very government, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the whole point is now the government's like, we're tired of getting in trouble for you guys saving the world. So if a threat is high enough, we can tell you to go.
Okay.
So I will ask, just based off of that so far, who do you side with?
The people who want to save people?
So you side with Captain America?
I don't know which one's the one that wants to save people.
Captain America is, if there's something going on, I should be able to go help.
Yeah, that one.
Iron Man's is, I can only go when this government, suit tells me this is worth our time.
Yeah, that's silly.
Yeah. So, okay, we can be friends, because I'm Captain America all the way, and I literally do not understand people that side with Iron Man, and if you're listening to this, you side with Iron Man, I want to fight you.
Are there real human people that side with Iron Man in that argument?
100%, yes.
Okay. Yeah, folks.
Bothers me.
Write in. I want to hear what's going on in that little head of yours.
Yeah, so I think if you did Civil War, to me, that's really when it transitioned into what Marvel has become.
Okay.
It is still, I mean, for real, it's my favorite one. Like, none of them really come close to that movie for me. It hits, oh, the bad guy in it, oh my god. Plus, it's kind of dark.
Okay.
He drowns a dude in a sink upside down.
Oh, Christ. All right.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. I would say Civil War, it's 2 hours, I think.
All right, I can handle 2 hours.
Let's see. 2 hours and 27 minutes.
Okay.
I think that one alone would be the one to decide if you could do it going into the future.
Yeah.
Because I think this was the first one that to me was like, because the bad guy in this is each other and an ideal.
Okay.
It's not like, ooh, there's like a world-threatening villain, you know?
Yeah.
So, I think I enjoyed the Marvel movies, and this is the one that made me go like, I'm about these.
Okay.
It was all this one, because then it started turning into ideas, and not like, what like classic bad guy are they gonna fight? You know?
Yeah, that's what I think of when I think about Marvel movies. Is like, oh, they're gonna get the fucking Green Goblin this time. That rascally scamp.
That was the old, like the first half. That was pretty much what it was.
Okay.
But then
and
it
now
turned
they're like
into
doing
like,
things.
well, now it's like we know where it's gonna go, like 20 movies ahead of time.
Okay.
So we're trying to like build you up to that.
Yeah.
You know. And I know you like progression, like
do
character
like
arcs and stuff. So.
Character arcs.
But anyway, I really wanted to tell you about Falcon and the Winter Soldier because of that ending, and I was like, I think I have the argument now.
Okay.
Because man, it like, me and Taylor were like feeling it, like it makes you feel bad, which is a good thing, you know, because it really challenges your morals on things and the morals of people that are high up.
Okay.
You know, like senators we have that never leave and just constantly give themselves bonuses when they could use that shit to fix something else, you know?
Supreme Court justices who don't do shit about the fucking abortion ban in Texas.
That's the idea of this, is him like, why don't you use your power for what it's for?
Okay.
While that wasn't my favorite of all the shows, that one was like a little bit more spy thriller, that whole show.
Okay.
And it was good. But like WandaVision, man, that love story was perfect. Loved it. Plus it was like all these old genres of television. It was like 60s and 70s, like nostalgia stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, went on that a long time. I didn't expect to sell you so much. I got a question for you, though.
What's
Another
your question?
Me and Taylor were talking about this because we saw a TikTok again. It was these parents. They just tell me what you think about this. It's like a photo shoot with Santa, right?
Okay.
Santa's sitting there, and the kids are like crying about it. They don't want to go near him, and like the parents like grab the kids' arms and like walk them closer, and they're like pulling and like trying to run the opposite direction, like full blown crying. And then the parents just like pick them up and like throw them on his lap and like run off.
What the fuck?
Is that cool?
No. What?
Yeah, like so many of the comments were all like, they'll fucking grow up. What babies you guys are. And it's like, if your kid doesn't like it that much, should you force that on them?
That seems like a bad time for children. I mean, of course you want the pictures with Santa and stuff, but you could take a moment, like talk to your kid and be like, this is just a photo that we're doing. This man's very nice. He's not going to hurt you. He's my friend.
No.
Lie to your kid. Tell him he's your friend.
This one little girl, so like it's, I guess like a brother and sister. And the little girl, she legit like horror movie screams, like red-faced, crying so hard.
Oh my God.
And the dad in the video goes, that's it. That's the shot. That's the one. And we were like, that's a little wild.
I mean, I do like, don't get me wrong, I do like pictures of children that are like really crying on Santa's lap. I think it's very funny.
Yeah.
But, you know, putting a kid through that kind of trauma.
But I feel like most of those pictures would be like they got on their lap and they were happy, but then they started crying.
Yeah.
Not like you pushed them on there whilst already screaming in terror, you know?
Yeah. That, I mean, who am I to say how to parent a child, but that just seems like not the right way to go about it, in my opinion.
Which led us to another thing. What do you think about teaching your kids about Santa? And being like, hey, you know, if you're good, Santa brings you a gift and that kind of stuff.
Like how long do you keep the charade of Santa? Or
do you do it at all?
I think that it's such a weird place that we live in now with like Christmas being so like it's integrated with capitalism at this point, and it's not to be one of those people, but it really has lost the magic of like, you know, togetherness and just being good for the sake of goodness sake.
Yeah.
I think that Santa, if I were to have a child, I would teach them the concept of Santa and be like, you know, in mythology, Santa comes and gives good children gifts. But the people who do like the literal like elf on the shelf and they have a camera and they have like a little microphone.
Elf on the shelf.
It's so creepy. Like I've seen some TikToks lately that are like, these people have a camera, like a literal camera up with their elf, and they'll attach some kind of like microphone or something so that whenever you see your kid doing something bad, you can speak into the microphone from afar, and it makes it like distorts your voice so it comes out of the fucking elf. Yeah, and it's terrifying. Like, don't do that. That's how you give a kid like some kind of mental disorder.
Yeah, we don't need like dead silence in the household, okay?
So
do you remember that movie?
Vaguely.
That's the ventriloquist dummy movie.
Yeah, I remember the cover. I don't remember the plot.
I love that movie. But yeah, so Taylor's thing, she's like, nah. Because you're essentially like lying to your kid.
Yeah, but like it's the same thing about the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny, you know? Like you want children to still have these like magical things. You want them to still believe that like
that was
fantasies can be true. Like the Tooth Fairy, I don't remember ever believing in the Tooth Fairy. Like I remember the first year that I realized Santa isn't actually Santa. I was like, Santa has like the exact same handwriting as you, Dad.
Oh my God.
And like, why does he have the same wrapping paper? Because it's a little odd, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like 5 by the time I, you know, pieced together that Santa was actually my parents. But I still kind of believed in the mythos of it, you know? Like there's a magical jolly man up in the sky who like brings gifts to the good kids, and I just think it's nice for kids to have something to believe in beyond the physical realm, because, you know, what are we to squash the joy that is this, I don't know, this loving time of year?
That was kind of my thing. So I think it's the magic of the idea that means something.
Yeah.
But then, you know, Taylor's seen a lot of stuff where people, I mean, you know how there's those few that ruin it for the many.
Yeah.
Where, like, they use it as, like, a manipulation, like, you can only get a present if you're good or else Santa will hate you, you know?
Yeah.
And so that really rubs Taylor the wrong way. And she's like, you know what? I just don't think I'd want to do it at all. I want my child to trust me as much as possible. Like, I don't want to, you know, tell them that there's this person and then find out that, you know, I lied about it the whole time.
But I think as a kid, like, I never felt lied to when I figured out what was happening with Santa. I just thought, like, oh, what a neat trick they've been playing these years, you know? They're actually Santa.
See, I think I was like, oh, he's not real, but I choose it to be. Like, that's kind of just how I've always been with anything. Like, I really don't care about the Tooth Fairy. I don't know that I'll ever do the Tooth Fairy thing. I don't really care about that. I think that's...
Tooth Fairy scares the shit out of me, honestly. Like, the concept of a little fairy that comes in and takes your teeth away from under your pillow.
Yeah.
That's horrible. I don't like that.
Like, I think I like it kind of like what you said, where it's like the mythos. Like, Taylor's into being like, there's the idea of Santa and teaching that shit, but not being like, here's a gift from Santa. Whoa, how'd that get here? And that kind of stuff.
Like,
you know?
Santa brought you a PS5. Actually, I spent my hard-earned money on that PS5, and the child should know that.
She said, hell fucking no. I did that shit. I get credit, not some imaginary fat dude. You know? So we were like having a bit of a debate on that, and I'm still into the idea of, I told her kind of like you said, it's the magic of it for me.
Yeah.
I think a kid should have the magic.
Yeah, definitely.
But I can see where it steps into a little bit of a realm of like manipulation when it's like the fucking elf on a shelf and talking to him shit. Like that's like that's like a little much, you know.
Don't use Santa as a tool for enforcement. Use him as a tool for like magical dreaming.
Yeah, and it can go good or bad in that way too. Like if you're going to scare your child into not even getting gifts because there's this fat man that might not like you, you know.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up.
Hey, if you want to scare your children, teach them about Krampus.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the better myth right there. Tell them Krampus will come get them if they're not good enough for Santa.
And then just show them the movie and be like, see, dude?
He
don't fuck around. But yeah, so, all right. So you and Taylor are pretty much on the same page. The idea is good, but not to, like, go so deep into it.
Yeah.
So we were talking about it, and we were like, you know what? We're cool with, like, he does the stocking stuff. We can say he filled up the stockings.
Yeah, sure.
But she was like, no. Presents from me and you, that's it. None of that other shit.
You guys are debating on whether or not to tell Bulbasaur that Santa is real.
Dude, he doesn't understand.
What's Santa? Do I get the bone?
No, dude, today he was like, what the fuck is Christmas? It's like, what? There's not even a tree in this place. What are you talking? Yeah, we wanted to go like real hard because it's like his first Christmas.
Yeah.
But we haven't decorated or nothing. I don't know what it is with this year, but it has felt so hectic and busy.
Yeah.
I haven't done nothing.
This year, like, I have not stopped moving since October. I haven't had the minute to just sit down and fucking think, you know?
This Christmas is just getting away from me. I'm going to let it go, I think.
Okay.
I think it's time to go to a break. That was a heavy first half.
Okay. What does a shiny Pikachu look like?
I don't even know.
Shiny Pikachu.
Basically, they're all just like a different color.
He looks the same? How is he different?
I don't know if there is a shiny Pikachu.
He looks...
Unlike other Pokemon, the shiny variant of a Pikachu does not differ much from the original version. The shiny Pikachu has gray-tipped ears and a bit of a darker tint.
Oh, so he's uglier. Okay, cool.
To me, all the shiny ones are uglier.
Man.
It's like, let's take the iconic design and then give it a hideous color palette.
Shiny Pokemon ranked. Let's find out what people like about shiny Pokemon. Oh, here we go. Charizard. Shiny Charizard's cool.
Why? Because he's gray?
Yeah. It's like black and gray. He's like gothic Charizard.
No, orange. Orange only.
Oh, he's cool. I like.
No, I hate it.
I'm good.
I don't want this. Shinies suck.
What
hate
the
shinies.
fuck is Guzzlord? Are you kidding me? Guzzlord? That's the name you guys went with? You workshop that?
Guzzlord shiny. Oh, he's gross, man.
I hate this Pokemon.
Alright guys, if you enjoyed that little bit of the pre-ramble, don't forget that you can get that full bonus show by going over to patreon.com/YMBTOAP and signing up to be an awesome patron. We love you guys so much. You really help us out. And if you want to go the extra mile, you need something to stay a little warm this Christmas. It's getting kind of chilly. You can go to the Yimtope Apparel store and get you some Yimtope gear. That link is in our show notes. We have all kinds of stuff. Hoodies, long sleeve shirts, a mug for some hot cocoa. Everything you need to stay warm this holiday. And with that, let's get you back to the regularly scheduled content.
Robert,
Yo.
Have you heard the good word of our Lord and Savior, Spartacus?
I'm Spartacus.
Turns out we can all be Spartacus.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit.
So this is all rumors at this point, but you know I love a good rumor. So
Conjecture.
It's conjecture. It's
Hey, wait a
wild.
minute. Can I crack into this real quick?
Oh, yeah, you go ahead and crack it. I am out of crackables in the home.
That is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
I am having a sad time.
Whoa! That,
Ooh.
that like blew back the fuzzy covering on the microphone. Like a typhoon came in here.
Juicy.
Yeah, tell me about this. These latest rumor mill stuff.
So it is currently rumored that Sony is going to be working on a new subscription service that is going to rival Xbox Game Pass. It's codenamed Spartacus. I don't know why, but I love it.
Okay.
So the rumor is that there's going to be 3 tiers for it. And before I even get into the tiers, I just want to say that I think in order to survive in future gaming climates, it is going to be increasingly important for all systems to have some kind of online access to old games.
To a library of shit.
Yeah, to a library of shit. Like, even newer games. Because Xbox Game Pass, so many things released day one on Xbox Game Pass. And that's huge. Like, that is such a draw for the Xbox and PC gaming crowd.
I mean, so I've been playing the new Halo, right?
Yeah.
I would not have bought that. Like,
Right.
I know that I wouldn't have bought it. But I'm sure having the time of my life.
Yeah.
I'm having a good
Free
time.
to you on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So the tiers that Sony's going to be going for, these are all, like I said, rumors, but this is what they're expecting. So you're going to have tier 1, which gives people access to all the current PlayStation Plus benefits. And they also think that it's going to, so this service is expected to like sandwich PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus together, because that's a confusing series of subscriptions. So PlayStation Now gives people the ability to download and stream classic PlayStation titles.
Yeah,
and
so it's like PlayStation 2, 3. There may be some PS1 games on there, but there's not like a lot.
Okay.
So it's, I don't know, it's full of a lot of older games.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's literally just like a legacy area, you know?
Okay. And PlayStation Plus is what gives people access to online multiplayer, which I guess is like Xbox Live of old.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I mean, Game Pass now rolls that up in there too.
Yeah.
You know? So go ahead and give me the tiers, because I think I know how they'll do things, and I think there's problems here.
Okay. So tier 1 is going to be the lowest tier. That gives everybody the current PlayStation Plus benefits. And so that's like monthly games on PS4 and 5. You get access to the online multiplayer. There's like some member discounts in the PlayStation Store, demos, betas, pre-orders, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Tier 2, you just get like more PS4 and 5 titles. And then tier 3, what they're expecting is at that point you get the PlayStation Now. So you get classic PlayStation games from PS1, 2, 3, and PSP.
All right, so I thought tier 1 was rolling like PlayStation Now right into it. But it seems like that's going to be like this tier 3. First of all, why do you need 3 tiers?
It's a lot of tiers, right?
Ridiculous.
Seems excessive. I think that they should just have like a basic and an advanced, you know?
So Game Pass has 2 tiers.
Yeah.
And the tiers are Xbox or Xbox and PC.
Right.
Like, that's the difference. There's 2. Do you want to be able to play on either or do you just want to play in one place?
Yeah.
Like, that's easy to understand, you know?
It's very basic.
I like that, and I wanted both, so I got the ultimate, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so see, I thought tier 1 was going to be PlayStation Now rolled into Plus, and I was like, I guarantee that comes with a price jump, and I don't like it.
Oh, I bet this is going to be much, much pricier than what they're currently giving you in PlayStation Plus and Now. What do you pay for PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now?
Well, so PlayStation Now is... It's actually really fucking pricey, which is why I've never looked at it.
Really?
Oh, I don't have PlayStation Now. I don't care about the older games because they don't have enough good games, you know? And I own most of them, so it's like I don't really need them here.
Okay.
You know? Plus, PlayStation Now used to be like a streaming only. They finally added in where you could download it so that it works, because PlayStation Now was pioneering at the time. It was like the first streaming service there was for games, and people don't really think about it because it wasn't popular. Most people think of Stadia as like the first streaming place, you know?
I've literally never heard of PlayStation Now.
It was never marketed well.
Okay.
I beta tested it when it first came out.
Oh, shit.
And it was awful. So I didn't buy it. Like, we all know I'm a Sony pony all day long, right? We fucking know this. But that doesn't mean I will just go in for whatever they do. It's got to be good.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I have Game Pass because it's good. And I don't even have a fucking Xbox, you know?
Right.
But I mean, it's good. It's games day fucking one. That alone makes Game Pass good to me.
Absolutely. And it's an extensive library.
I mean, the games do switch out pretty frequently.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I care about it that much because there's a little bit too much of a turnaround for like third-party stuff. Because like the Yakuza games, I was like, damn, I just bought all these on PlayStation not too long ago, right? And they were all on Game Pass.
Yeah.
They're all leaving this month, so...
They sure are.
It's a good thing I own them. And I paid fucking nothing for them. So I was like, all right, that works. Like, Game Pass is good on third-party stuff if you're playing constantly and you're keeping up.
Yeah, which is the way that Richard and I play.
But, like, the Yakuza games are so long.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were on Game Pass long enough to play through all 7 fucking 100-hour games, you know? Maybe they were. I don't know. But so... PlayStation now. Hang on. Let me get you some prices. You ready?
Yeah.
It's way too damn expensive. I can tell you that much. All right. Okay. And right here, hundreds of PS4, PS3, and PS2 games.
Okay.
So already you lose me because there's no PS1 games. There's not even a full catalog here.
Yeah.
That alone kicks me off because, like, what if I want to play Hercules from PlayStation 1? Game's great. Can't play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, all right, Medieval, where you're the skeleton knight dude.
Okay.
I've always wanted to play that game, and it was a PlayStation 1 game. And I just never got the opportunity to play it. And that's like a classic PlayStation game. Like, truly iconic and classic. Can't get it through PlayStation now. So I still can't play it. Like, it doesn't entice me because it doesn't have all the things that I missed out on.
Okay, so not like enough of a library to care for.
Yeah. Fuck that. Oh, it's so expensive.
How much?
I don't think it's any more expensive than Game Pass. But if you were going to charge me PlayStation Plus and this together, that's stupid. It's $60 for the year.
Whoa.
Which is Game Pass prices, but
it doesn't include
no, actually it's cheaper than Game Pass because Game Pass is $10 a month at the base level.
Yeah.
And then it's $15 a month for the ultimate, and this is $5 a month.
Okay.
So I mean, it's half the price of Game Pass at its lowest form.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But the way that I was thinking it was going to work is kind of what you said. I'm going to have to pay a premium because now I'm getting 2 services in one.
Right. So they have
I guess technically Xbox did the same thing because I was going to say, well, they didn't do that to me. But technically they did because it's twice the price of this.
Yeah.
So maybe my idea was wrong.
I don't have a price point on this yet. There's no rumors about that. I assume it's going to be pretty competitive with the Xbox Game Pass.
I mean, it better fucking be.
Yeah. It's rumored right now to be arriving in spring of 2022. So very shortly.
Beta test it.
It's very soon. I'm interested to hear more. I hope that they have seen the success of Xbox and kind of the failings of Nintendo, and they have a little bit of a blueprint to go off of, like a what to do and what not to do.
All I know is it's going to be a middle ground.
Yeah.
Like, Nintendo's is bad.
Nintendo's is not great.
Bad. No,
yeah,
it's bad.
They're getting a lot of flack. Like, poor Doug Bowser's just having to, like, I don't know, sift through all these complaint boxes. And he's like,
well, like, okay. When they announced it, it was great because the Nintendo games and the Super Nintendo games they opened with were classic fucking games.
Yeah.
And we were like, damn, there's a good selection of good games, right?
Right.
And then it just, like, never got updated.
Yeah, they were like, more to come. And we're like,
here's,
when?
here's Bubble Bobble. And you're like, Bubble Bobble?
Well, thank God.
Where's Star Fox? Or where's like a game I know?
Where's GoldenEye?
Yeah, they started putting games on there that like nobody knew.
Yeah.
And then they did the whole fucking N64 thing and decided, let's charge people over double and give them a fraction, like a tiny LaCroix hint of the idea of the games that they got beforehand.
Yeah.
Because that N64 lineup was like a couple good games, but it's so few. And now it's like, we'll give you one a month.
Yeah.
Forever.
One a month. Like,
and
they were
forever.
They were so proud. They were like, look, Paper Mario. And everyone was like, that's great. What else? And they were like, Paper Mario.
Like, they tried to soothe it because they were like, well, here's what's coming out next month, which is Banjo-Kazooie, and that's fine.
Sure.
But, like, one a month?
One a month?
Is not a lot.
No.
When I'm paying double the price.
Yeah, when, like, you can go to Xbox Game Pass and get hundreds of games a month. Like,
Game
it's
Pass
so
adds,
much.
What, a game or two a week?
Yeah, like tons.
Like, they add games like every week.
Yeah.
Which is great. Now, the difference with, Nintendo is it's all... Okay, now, they could still win me over if we find out if this is true, because it still hasn't been confirmed. If all DLC for current games just goes to that new plan and it's always free, fucking winner. Fucking winner, chicken dinner right there, man.
Yeah, that would be a cool plan.
Fucking awesome. I love it because now, not only do I get free DLC, it's also a good business idea for them because now I'm enticed. Well, there's this DLC. Maybe I should try that game because I'm going to get more content already.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
I am highly doubtful that they will give all DLC for free. It just doesn't seem like Nintendo.
We're supposed to find out next year when I think Arceus comes out.
Okay.
People are wondering if they're going to say, plus the Arceus DLC in the future will come to the new plan,
Yeah.
Like, we're still waiting. If they were to tell me all DLC for any Nintendo game is in that plan, I'm going to put it, like, right under Game Pass.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Game Pass is giving me new games, but Nintendo's giving me new content for the games I already like.
Yeah, and they've already said, like, with the last Animal Crossing update, they were like, that is the last free update. So that makes me wonder, Happy Home was available as a DLC day one on Nintendo Plus exclusive, whatever you want to call it. Are they going to do future upgrades to Animal Crossing in that same way?
I don't know.
I would be curious.
I don't know.
Like, if you subscribe to that, do you get, like, new Easter events that are not just that stupid fucking zipper bunny?
Oh my god. Yeah, I know. Like, I just would like to know if I buy the next Pokemon and there's the 2 DLCs, do I get those?
Yeah.
If I buy the new Splatoon, am I going to get whatever DLC it gets for free? Because Splatoon 2 had, like, a whole DLC campaign.
Right.
Would I get that for free? Because that was a lot of content. That was a big thing. And, I mean, Game Pass is already showing us that they can recoup money for games without selling them to you.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to say is where PlayStation's going to come in the middle. So Nintendo sucks because they're just not giving us shit. Right? Xbox gives us a lot. And it gives us the brand new shit like day one.
Yeah.
I think PlayStation is going to do good on the Nintendo front by giving us tons of its old good catalog, like forever, which is where Xbox is failing.
Yeah.
But it's not going to match Xbox on day ones. I highly doubt new God of War day one on the new PlayStation thing.
Yeah.
Never going to happen. Ooh, the new Ratchet and Clank. No, that's not going to happen. I think that they will be a solid middle ground and have tons of the old, which is cool, which beats Xbox a little bit, but you can't top having Forza Horizon 5 day one.
Yeah, I mean...
A game I didn't even want to buy, but fuck, I can play it, and it's a full, brand new game. I like that.
It's a pretty game, and it's free.
And PlayStation will always, I think, stay in the middle as well because Xbox is prettying up the older games.
Yeah.
So now, here's where Game Pass... well, actually, that's not even relatable. Because that's just backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
Those games aren't on Game Pass. You still got to have these old games to be able to play them all pretty. They're not just on Game Pass for me to go get Red Dead Redemption right now, you know? Because, like, I've gone through the list of the Game Pass games, and there's really not that many that I'm interested in.
Really?
But I only play the games that I know that I want to play.
Yeah.
I'm not into, like, ooh, what's this? Like, I know what I want to play already.
I'm always shopping for new shit on there.
Like, I've combed through the list several times, and I downloaded a bunch of games, and it's all games that I already knew I wanted to play.
Okay.
Like, nothing enticed me. But I will say that's not always true, because I played The Messenger by seeing it on there and trying to find it for Taylor.
Ah, there you go.
I just said, hey, you might like this. And she said, oh, I hate the way that looks. And I was like, I kind of dig it. And then it was one of my favorite games, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, I've combed through it, and I didn't really care all that much. Which is why I think I'd want the PlayStation one, because I just get old games that I know that I want to play.
Yeah.
Like, I really wish this worked, because we want to play all the old Ratchet and Clank games. So if they gave us the full suite of them from the original up to current, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
If I could get old God of War on there and finally be able to play, let's say, every God of War game on one console, beautiful. I would love that, you know?
Yeah.
But they would have to wow me with the extent of their back catalog. But I think in this day and age, that's only going to be good for the older gamer. Someone that remembers those old games.
Right.
I think anybody that's, you know, a newer gamer, they care about playing the new games. Well, what's new? You know, so they would care about Xbox more. I like having both because I play on both. I think each of them have franchises that I enjoy.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
I like Halo. Enough. You know. I mean, Gears of War is my Xbox franchise. Like, fucking love Gears of War. I think you have to have the competition amongst all of them for things to be good, you know.
Right.
And I'm excited to see what they do, but I'm very afraid that it's going to wind up costing too much. I just think it's going to be priced too much.
They have to do competitive pricing in order to succeed. I'm really excited to see where this goes. So we're going to be following this, of course, and provide you guys with updates.
The only way this succeeds is if it is the same price as Game Pass.
Yeah.
If it cheaper. Is any more than Game Pass, it's done.
Yeah. DOA. Hey, speaking of DOA, I'm playing a new game.
Okay.
It's not DOA, but have you heard of the game called Raging Loop?
No.
Have you heard of the game called Werewolf?
Yes.
Okay, so Raging Loop is essentially just a game of werewolf, but okay, so you remember the game that I played a few months ago called Nausea?
Yes.
So that was like a time looping thing where you were on a spaceship and it was essentially werewolf, and you played like 100 rounds of werewolf and looped through time and evolved a story and stuff like that. This is very similar to that, but you're in like this kind of old world Japan sort of a thing.
Okay.
And it's a really fun game. It's interesting. It's got a very cool art style. I just want to show you like this one photo from it because like, yeah, some of the characters go through a ton of shit emotionally and have like major breakdowns and stuff.
Yeah. And
the art style that they give to whenever someone's like losing their shit, it's really good. It's very.
This is, I mean, we'll probably tag this picture in there, but this is very Doki Doki meets Attack on Titan.
Yeah. I like it. It's just a fun game. I almost hesitate to call it a game. It's really more of a visual novel because
I know you love those.
I love visual novels. This one, it takes something like 35, 40 hours to get through all the content.
Okay.
And it is so much reading. So don't buy this game if you don't like to read. That, like, literally you'll go hours without making a decision in this game. It's just reading. So I'm having fun with it. It's the most novelly visual novel we've ever done.
Yeah.
And
considering how long you said the letter was.
Oh.
So.
But that one had, like, more gameplay, I feel like, more decisions to make. This one, every time you make a decision, you branch the timeline, and you can always go back to each decision to change what you did and go see a different ending. Okay. So there's just a ton of endings, and the deeper you get into this, the more you realize, like, things are not what they seem. Something is being controlled by the government. There's, like, a world eater that is appearing. There might be a demon. It's just stuff gets...
I can't quit staring at this lady's tongue. It's freaking me out.
Stuff gets, like, really crazy in this game, and I'm liking it a lot. It's called Raging Loop. It's on PlayStation, it's on Steam, and it's on Nintendo Switch. So if you're interested in visual novels or Werewolf as a game, you should definitely check this shit out.
Just a quick question. Do you like games that have just a shit ton of endings?
Oh, yeah. I love that.
See, I don't like that.
Ugh.
Because only one winds up being canon, so it's like, what a waste of time with these other what-ifs, you know?
Well, for this one, so in every single ending, you die. So you're looping, trying to figure out, how do I fucking survive?
Yeah.
So you have a lot... I think there's, like, 19 endings where you die, and then one true ending where you finally figure it out and get through it.
But so this is like, learn from the mistake. It's not just like, okay, here's how this could have gone.
Yeah, it's not like, okay, game's over, you died, but, you know, it's ending now. No, like this one, it makes you play. Like, it does this cool thing whenever you die, it goes like, oh, game over. Do you want to watch Hint Corner? which is really great. So they send you over to, like, a hint corner where this, like, animated sheep comes up. And he talks to you. He's like, hey, so you died. It's because you made this decision. But now that you've done this part, you've unlocked a different thing. So if you go back, you can do it again, but choose the other thing this time. Yeah. And, I mean, it's the most obvious hints ever, but I just like the sheep to tell me what I'm doing.
Yeah. With, like, 12 minutes, right?
Uh-huh.
I didn't really care about all the other endings, because it's just, like, it ended for you to be like, well, that wasn't satisfying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Whenever there's a game with multiple endings, I do want to play all of them so that I can see everything that I could have done.
Like, I don't even think I did that in Heavy Rain. I got, like...
Oh!
I got the best one, and I was like, well, that's the good ending. Like, why would I care what happens otherwise? You know?
I'm a completionist in that realm. Like, I need to know what else I could have done.
I don't need to know.
Ugh.
The worst multiple ending game is Until Dawn.
Really?
Did you ever finish that one?
Yeah.
Do you know what the multiple endings are?
Depending on how many totems you got?
No, it's who shows up in the credits.
Oh.
Like, it's just based on who lives by the end and if they get to give their testimonial during the credits.
Oh, interesting.
But, like, that's not endings. It's still you got away. It's just how many pieces of dialogue do you get to hear. That's not That's not a different ending, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
That always bothered me, because I was like, oh, so, like, none of the choices matter in an ending fashion. It's, you always get to the same ending, just who do you get to hear from?
Okay.
And I was like, that's kind of lazy. Like, at least with Heavy Rain, like, the choices affect, like, how your life will progress after that, you know?
Yeah, it, like, greatly affects the outcome of your game.
Yeah. Like, Until Dawn did it pretty crappily. I'm curious about this game, though, because that looks... I mean, I don't want to read that much.
No, I don't think you'll like this game just because of the amount of reading.
Just send me all the good photos.
Yeah. One thing that I do need you to absorb from this game is the theme song. I just need you to, like... I just need you to be in this theme song with me.
Oh, I'm already digging that.
Whoa! Yeah.
Okay, I totally called it when I said it was very Attack on Titan.
Yeah, like, whenever we were looking for a game to play next, Richard was like, found this one called Raging Loop. It's like a time loop game. And I was like, oh, cool. What's the trailer? And this is basically the trailer for it. And I was like, oh, we're playing this. It's like this heavy metal Japanese.
Oh, it's such an anime opening. It's like exactly
what it is.
So
good. I love it.
I'm surprised you don't watch more anime because it's just this. It's just this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Speaking of music, have you been seeing these TikToks where it's like, hey, Nintendo called, we need like pause music for this one game, like nothing fancy, it's, you know, just whatever, and then they'll like play a song and it's like, it has no business being this good. Have you ever seen these yet?
No.
Oh, God, my page is full of them. And so I played one for Taylor today, and she was like, these TikToks make the music sound so pretty. And I was like, but it's legit like the actual music. Like, video game music is great.
Yeah.
I hate that people don't give video game music its due. You know?
Yeah.
Like, fucking the Doom soundtrack? The Doom soundtrack is great.
It really, really is.
But the one I played for her today, it was the opening to Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
You should have seen the calm just wash over her. She was like, oh, it's so pretty. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome. My favorite one was this guy was like, hey, we got a movie tie-in. Just pause music, you know, you hit pause, let people just sit there and go get dinner or something, like whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be a big deal. And it's the pause music for GoldenEye.
Ah.
And they fucking start rocking. That's good. That's pause music. And it's better than most video game scores, okay?
Yeah.
Oh. Video game music is good sometimes. People do go too hard. That opening, too hard. That's good.
It's fucking good.
I like that. Ugh. Well, are you ready to read 100 hours of a video game?
Yep, let's loop it on. Here we are at the end of the show where I ask you to please tell your friends about us and help us grow this audience. Don't forget to subscribe to us on each and every one of your favorite platforms so you never ever miss a dang episode, because we release weekly each and every single Monday. Each and every one. We're here. And I think that's wonderful. If you have a second to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts because you think we're wonderful, that helps us out so much.
And don't forget, you can find us and friend us on all those social medias. We are YMBTOAP on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, whatever you got, we are on it. And again, we just wanted to thank all of our patrons. You guys are the backbone of everything we do. We truly appreciate you guys. I love getting in that Discord, hanging out with you guys all the time. We have the wildest conversations. We appreciate you guys so much. And if you're not one of our patrons, but you still want to send us a little something, give us the old classic email, ymbtoap@gmail.com. I need listener mail on what you think about the idea of Santa. Do you think it's a little weird to do that in this day and age? Do you think it's from like, you know, an age gone by? Do you believe in the magic of Santa, that he's a good role model and a message for the kids? And what do you think about throwing kids on a scary Santa's lap?
And don't forget to send us your Rose, Thorn, Buds. We're going to be reading some of those next episode if you feel like sending them in. If you just want to send a rose, just a thorn, just a bud, anything you want.
Yeah, if you would like to send that anonymous, you just want us to know the good things and bad things that have happened in your life, we can sure take those too. And
don't forget that our theme song is The Grim Reaper Blows the Horn by Faraj. Please check him out on YouTube. Give him the Christmas gift of your likes, your little thumbs up on that there YouTube. And as always, thank you so much for listening, and tune in next time to get the answer to that burning question. What'd you get for Christmas?
We had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
Are you looking for a podcast about toll tag turmoil?
Then you must be thinking of another podcast. Oh my god! I had an ender that I was just gonna like discuss with you, but I'm just gonna play that full thing. And me just being like, holy fuck. Oh my god. I was not ready. I like scared me a little bit. I got like the spook jitters right now. Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, cry a little bit. Hang on. Okay. This is Yimtope, guys. We just sit here and yell and laugh at each other. It's the whole time. Okay.